The Scarface actor's rep confirms to E! News the 83-year-old and girlfriend Noor Al-Fallah are expecting their first baby together. The 29-year-old is 8 months pregnant with Al's fourth child.
In 2020, Al Pacino's heart stopped beating. Paramedics managed to bring him back, but something shifted in his life forever. At 84, the man who brought us iconic roles like Michael Corleone in The Godfather now lives a life far removed from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. After losing $50 million and taking on roles he didn't believe in just to make ends meet, Pacino's journey has taken unexpected turns. From becoming a father at 83, with a much younger partner, to navigating DNA test controversies and his own dark thoughts on mortality, the legendary actor's life has become a tale of resilience and solitude. Early life, a rocky start. Al Pacino was born on April 25, 1940, in East Harlem, New York City. His parents, Rosa Gerardi and Salvatore Pacino, were Sicilian immigrants trying to carve out a life in America. But their marriage didn't last. When Pacino was just 2 years old, his father left for California to work as an insurance salesman, leaving Rosa to raise their son alone in the South Bronx. With the help of her parents, Kate and James Girardi, Rosa did her best to provide for young Al. Life in the Bronx during the 1940s and 1950s was far from easy. Money was tight, and the absence of his father left a void that never fully healed. But Rosa had a love for movies, and she often took Pacino to the theater. It was there, lost in the stories on the big screen, that he first felt the pull of acting. Those early experiences planted a seed that would eventually grow into his life's passion. As a teenager, Pacino was known as Sonny among his friends. He had a rebellious streak and was always pushing boundaries. By the age of 9, he had already started smoking and drinking. By 13, he was experimenting with marijuana. School didn't interest him, and he was constantly in trouble. Fighting, skipping classes, and breaking rules became a regular part of his life. He was expelled from multiple schools before finally landing at the High School of Performing Arts. It seemed like the perfect fit for someone with his creative energy, but he didn't stay long. At 17, after a heated argument with his mother about his future, he dropped out. With no diploma and no steady job, Pacino spent his teenage years drifting. He ran with a group of friends who, like him, had no clear direction. Some turned to drugs, and tragically, 3 of his closest friends, Cliffy, Bruce, and Pye, would later die from overdoses. Pacino could have easily followed the same path, but something inside him kept pushing forward. Acting became his escape, a way to channel his restless energy into something meaningful. He later admitted that without acting, he might not have made it out alive. In 1962, when Pacino was just 22, his mother passed away at the age of 43. She had battled depression for years, and her death devastated him. A year later, his grandfather James, who had been a father figure to him, also died. In the span of just 1 year, Pacino lost the 2 people who meant the most to him. He later described that period as the lowest point in his life, feeling completely adrift and alone. In his memoir, Sonny Boy, named after the nickname his mother gave him, Pacino wrote about his pain. "If I am lucky enough, perhaps I'll reunite with my mother. All I want is the chance to walk up to her and simply say, 'Hey Ma, see what happened to me.'" After these losses, Pacino threw himself into acting. It wasn't an easy road. He took on odd jobs: janitor, busboy, messenger, postal clerk, just to pay for acting classes. But he was determined to make something of himself, to turn his pain into purpose. A new chapter. Pacino's early struggles shaped the man he would become. From the tough streets of the Bronx to the heights of Hollywood, his journey is a testament to resilience and the power of chasing a dream. But even as he found success, the shadows of his past never fully left him. Today, at 84, Al Pacino's life is a mix of triumphs and trials, a story that continues to unfold in ways no one could have predicted. Al Pacino's journey to stardom wasn't a straight path. It was filled with struggle, persistence, and a few lucky breaks. After dropping out of school and losing his mother and grandfather, Pacino found solace in acting. He enrolled at HB Studio in Greenwich Village, where he met Charlie Lawton, an acting teacher who would become one of his most important mentors. But even with guidance, life was far from easy. Money was always tight, and there were nights when Pacino had nowhere to sleep. He crashed on friends' couches, sometimes even in theaters when he had no other options. During the early 1960s, things got so tough that Pacino occasionally slept on the streets. He took whatever small roles he could find in underground theater productions, determined to keep pursuing his passion. It was a time of grit and survival, but it also laid the foundation for what was to come. In 1968, Pacino's career took a dramatic turn when he starred in The Indian Wants the Bronx, an off-Broadway play written by Israel Horovitz. The play premiered on January 17th at the Astor Place Theater in New York City and ran for 177 performances. Pacino played Murph, a character with a raw, dangerous energy that felt both unsettling and deeply human. He didn't just portray a violent troublemaker, he revealed the layers beneath the aggression, showing the audience a complex, troubled soul. Critics and the industry took notice. Pacino won the Obie Award for Best Actor, while his co-star John Cazale won Best Supporting Actor, and Horovitz received an award for Best New Play. But the play did more than just earn accolades. It introduced Pacino to Martin Bregman, a man who would become his manager and play a pivotal role in his career. Bregman saw something special in Pacino and believed in his potential. He would later help Pacino land some of his most iconic roles, including Michael Corleone in The Godfather, Frank Serpico in Serpico, and Sonny Wartzik in Dog Day Afternoon. Pacino later said that without Bregman, his career might not have taken off the way it did. Just a year after The Indian Wants the Bronx, Pacino made his Broadway debut in Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie? The play, written by Don Peterson, opened at the Belasco Theater in 1969. It told the story of teenage drug addicts in a rehabilitation center, exploring themes of addiction and redemption. Pacino played Bickham, a troubled young addict with a tough exterior masking deep emotional pain. Though the production only ran for 39 performances after 9 previews, it left a lasting impression. Critics praised Pacino's performance, with Jack Kroll from Newsweek calling him a hood with a poetic soul. Variety named him the most promising new Broadway actor, and at just 29 years old, Pacino won the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play. This recognition was a turning point. It validated his talent and opened doors to bigger opportunities. Pacino's ability to bring such depth to his roles came from years of rigorous training. He studied under Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio in New York City, one of the most respected acting schools in the world. Strasberg was a master of method acting, a technique that encourages actors to draw from their own emotions and experiences to create authentic performances. Pacino later credited Strasberg with giving him the confidence to pursue acting full-time. The training helped him tap into his own struggles and pain, allowing him to bring a raw, emotional truth to his characters. This foundation would prove invaluable as he prepared for the role that would define his career. Michael Corleone in The Godfather. Landing the role of Michael Corleone wasn't easy. It was a battle, one that tested Pacino's resilience and determination. But by this point, he had already proven himself as a force to be reckoned with. From sleeping on the streets to winning a Tony Award, Pacino's journey was a testament to his unwavering commitment to his craft. And as he stepped into the world of The Godfather, he was ready to show the world what he was truly capable of. Today, Al Pacino's portrayal of Michael Corleone in The Godfather is legendary. But back in 1972, the idea of casting him nearly derailed the entire production. Paramount Pictures wanted a big-name star, someone like Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, Robert Redford, or Ryan O'Neal. Pacino at the time was relatively unknown. He had only one film credit to his name and a strong background in theater, but that wasn't enough for the studio. They didn't see him as a leading man. They wanted someone taller, someone who fit the traditional Hollywood image of a star. Francis Ford Coppola, the film's director, thought differently. He had seen Pacino on Broadway and believed he was perfect for the role of Michael Corleone. Coppola saw something in Pacino that no one else did: the ability to capture Michael's transformation from an innocent war hero to a ruthless mafia boss. Coppola refused to back down, leading to endless arguments with the studio. At one point, Paramount even tested James Caan for the role of Michael and gave Coppola an ultimatum. Pacino could stay, but only if Caan played Sonny Corleone. Even after filming began, the studio remained unconvinced. They watched early footage of Pacino's performance and wanted him replaced. Coppola knew he had to prove Pacino's worth, and fast. He decided to film the restaurant assassination scene earlier than planned. This pivotal moment, where Michael takes his first step into the mafia world, was a make-or-break opportunity. When the Paramount executives saw the scene, everything changed. They finally understood what Coppola had seen all along. Pacino wasn't just good, he was unforgettable. The performance that changed everything. From that moment on, Pacino's place in the film was secure. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, though many believed he deserved to be in the Best Actor category. Pacino boycotted the ceremony in protest, refusing to attend because he felt sidelined. But even without the win, his career skyrocketed. $250 million against a $6 million budget, won Best Picture at the Oscars, and cemented Pacino's status as a star. His portrayal of Michael Corleone was praised for its quiet intensity, the way he could convey so much with just a glance. That chilling stare during the restaurant scene became one of cinema's most iconic moments. But getting there wasn't easy. Pacino later admitted he was terrified during filming. The pressure was overwhelming, and the constant threat of being fired loomed over him, making it hard to focus. At one point, he suffered a severe ankle injury while filming a getaway scene. The pain was so intense that he needed injections just to keep going. Ironically, his first reaction to the injury was relief. He thought it might get him fired, which, at the time, seemed easier than dealing with the stress of proving himself. Coppola knew how much Pacino was struggling and did everything he could to support him. He adjusted the filming schedule to give Pacino more time to settle into the role. He also leaned on Diane Keaton, Pacino's co-star, who became his emotional anchor on set. Keaton helped lighten the mood, and the two often shared laughs after difficult scenes. Pacino would later say that without Coppola's belief in him, he might never have made it through. Pacino's performance in The Godfather not only defined his career, but also redefined what it meant to be a leading man in Hollywood. He brought a depth and complexity to Michael Corleone that resonated with audiences and critics alike. The film's success opened doors to more iconic roles, solidifying Pacino's place as one of the greatest actors of his generation. But for Pacino, the journey was about more than just fame. It was about proving himself to the studio, to Coppola, and most importantly, to himself. And in the end, he did just that, delivering a performance that remains etched in cinematic history. In 1973, Al Pacino took on the role of Frank Serpico, a real-life NYPD officer who exposed widespread corruption within the police department. To prepare, Pacino spent time with the real Serpico, studying his mannerisms, speech, and the profound sense of isolation that came with standing against his fellow officers. The film, directed by Sidney Lumet after John G. Avildsen was replaced, was shot on the gritty streets of New York during the summer of 1973. The heat and Lumet's fast-paced directing style created an intense atmosphere on set, but Pacino thrived under the pressure. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination and a Golden Globe win. Made on a modest budget, Serpico grossed nearly $30 million and became a defining film in the crime genre. Pacino's portrayal of a man torn between duty and morality remains one of the most powerful in his career, showcasing his ability to bring depth and humanity to complex characters. Scarface, a controversial masterpiece. A decade later, Pacino delivered another unforgettable performance in Scarface, 1983. Directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone, the film reimagined the 1932 classic, setting it in the world of 1980s Miami drug trade. Pacino played Tony Montana, a Cuban refugee who rises to power through sheer ambition and brutality. From the moment Tony arrives in the United States, he is determined to take what he wants, no matter the cost. Pacino immersed himself in the role, meticulously crafting every aspect of Tony's persona: his accent, his mannerisms, even the way he held a gun. His dedication was so intense that during filming, he suffered a serious burn on his hand after grabbing the barrel of a hot gun. The injury delayed production, but underscored Pacino's commitment to making the character feel authentic. Upon its release, Scarface faced significant backlash. Critics condemned its extreme violence and heavy use of profanity, while the Cuban community in Miami protested its portrayal of immigrants as criminals. The controversy forced parts of the film to be shot in Los Angeles instead. Despite the uproar, Scarface found an audience, grossing $66 million worldwide and eventually becoming a cult classic. Tony Montana's rise and fall served as a cautionary tale about greed and power, and lines like "Say hello to my little friend" became iconic. The film's influence extended far beyond cinema, shaping hip-hop culture, video games, and pop culture at large. Over time, Scarface was recognized as one of the greatest gangster films ever made. In 1992, Pacino took on a completely different kind of role in Scent of a Woman. He played Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade, a blind and bitter Army veteran who spends a weekend with a young prep school student, Charlie Sims, played by Chris O'Donnell. The film follows their journey as Slade teaches Charlie about life while grappling with his own inner demons. To prepare for the role, Pacino wore opaque contact lenses to block his vision and used a cane even when the cameras weren't rolling. His performance was a masterclass in balancing humor and intensity, making Slade one of the most memorable characters of his career. One of the film's most iconic moments is the tango scene, where Slade, despite his blindness, leads a young woman in a flawless dance. Pacino's portrayal earned him his first Academy Award for Best Actor, a win that many felt was long overdue. It was a fitting recognition for an actor who had already delivered some of the greatest performances in cinematic history. From Serpico to Scarface to Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino's career is a testament to his versatility and dedication. He didn't just play characters, he became them, immersing himself in their worlds and bringing them to life with unmatched intensity. Whether he was portraying a whistleblowing cop, a ruthless drug lord, or a blind veteran, Pacino's performances left an indelible mark on cinema. Over time, Scarface found a second life, becoming a cult classic, especially within hip-hop and Latino communities. Tony Montana's unrelenting ambition and defiance resonated deeply, turning him into a symbol of resilience and the pursuit of the American dream. However, the film's rise in popularity also sparked debates. Did Scarface serve as a cautionary tale against excess, or had it become a symbol of the very lifestyle it condemned? Even today, the discussion continues, proving that some films never lose their ability to provoke thought and controversy. Paterno, a controversial portrait. Years later, Pacino took on another challenging role in HBO's Paterno, 2018, a film centered on the Penn State child abuse scandal. The story focused on Joe Paterno, a football legend with over 400 career wins, whose reputation was shattered when his former assistant, Jerry Sandusky, was arrested for sexually abusing young boys. Sandusky was later sentenced to 30 to 60 years in prison. But the film raised a haunting question. How much did Paterno know? Pacino's portrayal captured a man torn between his football empire and the growing scandal. In one pivotal scene, Paterno recalls a 2001 report from an assistant coach who had witnessed Sandusky molesting a boy in a team shower. Paterno informed university officials but never followed up, a decision that overshadowed everything he had built. Critics praised Pacino for his nuanced performance, but the film itself left audiences divided. Some saw Paterno as a scapegoat, while others believed he had turned a blind eye. Over 300 of his former players protested the movie, claiming it unfairly tarnished his legacy. Just months after being fired from Penn State, Paterno died of lung cancer at 85. The film didn't take sides. Instead, it forced viewers to grapple with the question of whether Paterno was guilty of inaction or simply caught in a system that failed everyone. In 2013, Pacino stepped into another controversial role in HBO's Phil Spector. The film explored the life of the legendary music producer, known for revolutionizing sound in the 1960s and for his erratic personal life. In 2003, Spector was accused of murdering actress Lana Clarkson at his mansion. The movie focused on his relationship with defense attorney Linda Kenny Barden, played by Helen Mirren, who questioned whether he could receive a fair trial. Unlike a traditional courtroom drama, Phil Spector didn't focus on the legal battle. Instead, it delved into the psyche of a man losing control of his own narrative. Was Spector a misunderstood genius, or was he exactly what the world believed? The film never provided a clear answer, leaving audiences as conflicted as they were when the case first made headlines. In his memoir, Sonny Boy, Pacino described the moment he realized the full extent of the betrayal. "I had $50 million, and then I had nothing." To recover, he took on unexpected projects, including the critically panned Jack and Jill, which he later admitted he did for the paycheck. He also took speaking engagements and appeared in commercials, calling that period a crazy montage of lows. But in the end, it taught him resilience. Even at the top of Hollywood, no one is untouchable. Pacino the storyteller. Behind the camera. Al Pacino has never been just an actor. He's a storyteller who seeks meaning in the roles he plays and the projects he takes on. His passion for acting goes beyond performing. He wants to understand the craft, break it down, and share it with others. This drive led him to step behind the camera. His first major project as a director was Looking for Richard, 1996, a unique blend of documentary, performance, and personal journey. Pacino wanted to show why Shakespeare still matters, choosing Richard III, a play about power and ambition, to prove that its themes resonate even today. The film featured dramatized scenes with actors like Alec Baldwin, Winona Ryder, and Kevin Spacey, alongside interviews with scholars and actors such as Kenneth Branagh and Vanessa Redgrave. Looking for Richard won the Directors Guild of America Award for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in a Documentary and was praised for making Shakespeare accessible and engaging. In 2000, Pacino directed Chinese Coffee, a quieter, more intimate project adapted from a play by Ira Lewis. The film, set in 1982 Greenwich Village, follows a struggling writer, Pacino, and a photographer, Jerry Orbach, as they engage in a long, intense conversation over a single night. Though it didn't reach a wide audience, those who saw it appreciated its honesty. It was eventually released on DVD in 2007 as part of a box set titled Pacino, An Actor's Vision. Beyond directing, Pacino has dedicated himself to shaping the next generation of actors. Since 2000, he has served as co-president of the Actors Studio alongside Ellen Burstyn and Harvey Keitel. This legendary institution, where Pacino himself trained under Lee Strasberg and Charlie Lawton, has been a training ground for some of the greatest actors in history. Pacino has often said that the studio changed his life, and now he helps it do the same for others. For Al Pacino, the Actors Studio is more than just a school. It's a sanctuary where actors can take risks without fear of judgment. It's not about fame or success. It's about pushing boundaries, learning, and growing as an artist. Many of Hollywood's greatest talents, including James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, Paul Newman, and Jack Nicholson, have emerged from this legendary institution. Pacino, who has been co-president of the studio since 2000, continues to guide young actors through workshops and discussions. But his mentorship goes beyond teaching technique. Pacino encourages actors to read, think, and explore philosophy and literature. He believes that acting isn't just about performance, it's about understanding life. This philosophy has shaped his own career, allowing him to bring depth and authenticity to every role he takes on. Despite spending a lifetime in the spotlight, Pacino has never married. He's had high-profile relationships with Diane Keaton, Beverly D'Angelo, and Kathleen Quinlan, but he's remained a lifelong bachelor. In his 2024 memoir, Sonny Boy, he explained why he never saw marriage as something that would enhance his life, even calling it an entrance to the pain train. His views on commitment were shaped by personal fears, and no relationship ever changed that. His romance with Diane Keaton is one of Hollywood's most famous love stories. They met while filming The Godfather in 1972, and their on-again, off-again relationship lasted for years. By 1990, while filming The Godfather Part 3, Keaton gave him an ultimatum: commit or it's over. Pacino refused, and she walked away. Another significant relationship was with Kathleen Quinlan, whom he met in 1979 at a party hosted by acting coach Lee Strasberg. The two were inseparable for years, even traveling across Europe together. Pacino later admitted that Quinlan was the closest he ever came to marriage, but in the end, he couldn't take that step. It was a decision that left him heartbroken for years. Fatherhood, a new chapter. Though he never married, fatherhood became an important part of Pacino's life. In June 2023, at the age of 83, he welcomed his fourth child, a son named Roman, with his 29-year-old girlfriend, Noor Alfallah. The news shocked many, especially after reports surfaced that Pacino had requested a paternity test. He simply didn't believe he could still have children. When the results confirmed Roman was his, Pacino embraced fatherhood once again. Pacino and Alfallah began dating in 2020 during the pandemic, but their relationship wasn't made public until April 2022. Their 54-year age gap drew attention, though Alfallah was known for dating older men, having been linked to Mick Jagger and Clint Eastwood in the past. Roman is her first child, but Pacino already has 3 others: twins Anton James and Olivia Rose, born in 2001 with Beverly D'Angelo, and his eldest daughter, Julie Marie, born in 1989 with acting coach Jan Tarrant. Becoming a father again at 83 changed Pacino's life. His own father abandoned him when he was young, and he never wanted to repeat that cycle. Even after separating from Alfallah, he remained involved in Roman's life, connecting with him through video calls and even playing harmonica together. At 84, Pacino shows no signs of slowing down. In 2021, he starred in House of Gucci, and his upcoming projects prove his passion for storytelling is as strong as ever. One of the most anticipated is Modi, a film about Italian artist Amedeo Modigliani, directed by Johnny Depp. The film follows 3 intense days in Modigliani's life as he struggles with his art and personal demons. Pacino is also set to star in The Ritual, a horror film based on the true story of Emma Schmidt's exorcisms. The movie, set for release on April 18, 2025, follows 2 priests performing dangerous exorcisms while battling their own pasts. Beyond that, he's involved in Billy Knight and Killing Castro, further cementing his status as one of Hollywood's most dedicated actors. For Pacino, acting isn't just a career. It's something that kept him going through the toughest moments of his life. He often says it saved him. His life has had its share of struggles, including a near-death experience in 2020 when he lost his pulse and had to be revived by paramedics. After that, he became convinced there was no afterlife, a belief he's shared openly. At this stage in life, Pacino is still active, still a father, and still reflecting on everything he's been through. He never followed the traditional path, but that never stopped him from living a full life. Whether on screen or off, he remains one of the most fascinating figures in Hollywood, a testament to resilience, reinvention, and the enduring power of storytelling. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe the channel to get more insightful stories.